To participate in the general public comment period, please call now at 818-238-3335. Speaking times will be determined by the total number of public comment cards and callers in the queue at the start of each public comment period. For 1 to 20 total speakers, each speaker will receive up to 3 minutes. For 21 to 39 total speakers, each speaker will receive up to 2 minutes. And for 40 plus total speakers, each speaker will receive up to 1 minute. No additional comment cards or calls will be accepted once the public comment period begins.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year. Welcome to a joint meeting of the Burbank City Council with the successor agency, Housing Authority, Parking Authority, and Youth Endowment Services Fund Board on Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. I'm still getting used to saying 2026. Mr. City Attorney, will you please state the items on the agenda for closed session and the study session?
Yes, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the City Council, and for the benefit of the public, the City Council is meeting this afternoon in closed session to discuss 3 items. The first item is a matter of anticipated litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D4 with the city as a potential plaintiff. The second item is a matter of existing litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1 in the case of Michelle Morris versus the City of Burbank. This is a trip and fall matter. The third item is conference with the city's real property negotiator, Ms. Simone McFarland, Assistant Community Development Director, pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.A concerning negotiations for real property at 115 North Lomita Street for and with the Burbank Historic Society concerning a ground lease renewal. Following the closed session, City Council will convene a study session from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. to hear and discuss an update to the status of the Burbank Rancho Neighborhood Specific Plan Development process, which will be presented by the Community Development Department.
Great, thank you. Madam City Clerk, do we have any in-person public comment on closed session items or study session item?
We have 1 in person and 1 on the phone.
Okay, thank you. We'll start with the in-person comments. You will have 3 minutes to make your comment, and our one and only commenter is Veronica Christensen. We have 2. Are we keeping?
There's just one Veronica Christensen.
Yeah, there's one Veronica Christensen. Do we have another one coming in?
She just asked me for a card. I don't have any cards.
Got it. Okay, great. Got it. Veronica, you have 3 minutes. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody. I was just wanting to comment on specifically the Burbank Rancho situation that's going on. I've mentioned this before, and I just wanted to repeat the importance of maintaining the integrity, the uniqueness, and the value of the Rancho area. I know there's been multiple studies, and I really appreciate the fact that they consulted the public, the residents of that neighborhood. They had several meetings. I know the Burbank, at the Buena Vista Library, they had a big session back during the summer, which was really nice, that we were able to express our concerns, our wants and desires, our visions for that neighborhood. And it was really very refreshing that we were being included in all of that. And I just want to thank anybody here that was involved with that and those that aren't here. That was really nice, because I really think it's very important that we maintain the uniqueness of the Rancho neighborhood. I know Burbank is a pretty big city and area. They have a lot of different things going on with the movie industries and all of that tech stuff. And sometimes it's nice to just sit on a horse and unwind. Sometimes your brain needs that. Sometimes you just need to get on a horse trail. Sometimes you just need to walk on a nice path. Sometimes you just need to get away. Burbank Rancho allows people to do that. We have access into Griffith Park. Burbank has the Mariposa Bridge, which we now know has been listed as a historic object. And I think that all of Burbank should be listed as a historic object. It's unique. I don't know why Norco gets the distinction of being the horse capital of the United States. It's not. Burbank is. This is where the Westerns were made. This is where the ranchos were developed. That's why they call it rancho. So I just want to reiterate my concerns and my desires to see the uniqueness of the rancho area of Burbank to be maintained. And I would hope that all of you feel the same way, that there is something very, very special about the rancho area and our responsibility to maintain it, not just for ourselves, but for future generations to be able to interact with horses, animals of all kinds. And, you know, who knows what we could come up with in terms of imagination. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your comment. Our next and last in-person comment is Marva Lee Kornblatt. Ms. Kornblatt, you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Council. I'm here to talk about the rancho. That's generally the only thing that gets me out of my house anymore. I've lived in the rancho my whole life. That's 80 years. I've lived in the same house. It's changing. I have to recognize that, but I'm going to hold on to it as long as I possibly can. I'm late to the party as far as the specific plan. I haven't read the staff report. But lately, my biggest concern is ADUs in the rancho. I looked it up, frequently asked questions, accessory dwelling units in the rancho. You probably know it as well as I do. There's some certain restrictions, and I felt really good about that until I talked to somebody and found out, oh yeah, the state says, yeah, don't pay any attention to that. We can do what we want to do. And in some of my research, not only is this really insignificant in the big picture, I have barns in my backyard. Somebody could build an ADU next door to me, and if I am the one that's too close to them, I have to pull out my barns. That's frightening. I've had barns in my yard my whole life. I've ridden horses practically my whole life. So there's that part. The other part is that when they become rentals, and the tenant moves in and says, there's a horse next door, and there's kind of flies and dust and kind of smells every once in a while. I am an impeccable horse. My house, okay, but my backyard is immaculate, always, always. So I would like to see that something might be contemplated as far as compelling a prospective landlord of this ADU that is inevitable to have some sort of demand for disclosure to a prospective tenant. I've had it happen to me. The man moved next door. We share kind of an open fence. He saw the horses, but, you know, he eventually, you know, there's dust. I went, Norman, you had to see the horses when you moved in, when you looked at the house. So there's that. Like I say, I'm heavily invested here, lived here my whole life, worked for the city for 40 years, and it was good. And I hope to hold on to that magic, as somebody said, of getting on that horse and riding up into that hills and letting it all go. If you haven't experienced it, and I don't, you know, it's a unique thing. I was lucky. I grew up, when they met, I found the paperwork today. The final horse zone was put in an ordinance in 1965. My street, Valencia, was left off because we are the 400 block of Valencia is the only block above Alameda that's zoned for horse keeping. And I'll let you go. Thank you all so much.
Thank you for your comment. That's the last of our in-person comments. Madam City Clerk, you mentioned we have one caller on the line. Please patch them through. Thanks.
The one caller is Jay Geisenheimer.
Welcome, Ms. Geisenheimer. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. Jay Geisenheimer calling from Ocala, Florida, the horse capital of the world. This is the #1 city in America where everyone is moving to. Gorgeous place with acres and acres of rolling green pastures dotted with horses. There are 75,000 thoroughbreds here and 17 breeds of horses brought in by the 279-acre World Equestrian Center built in 2017. Right now, there are major jumping competitions such as the Longines Festival and League of Nations, where the Saturday night pot was $750,000. Horses come from Europe and South America to compete. However, there is no place like the Burbank Rancho. Nowhere USA can you saddle up and ride a horse, ride a block, and be in the largest park in the nation with 54 miles of the best riding in Southern California. Or ride a block to the Los Angeles Equestrian Center, where I had a ride-on contract for 20 years. Nowhere is like the unique and special Burbank Rancho. I have been working on the bridle trail since August 2021. Justin, Patrick, and many Burbank staff know this. In 2023, I introduced the trail on Facebook, and 350 people commented positively. The trail provides safety and access to the Mariposa Bridge. The corner of Riverside and Main is the most dangerous corner and agreed on by all. 2 horses have been hit there in our history. Why would anyone suggest 80% of the horse owners in the rancho be forced to cross there to access the city of Los Angeles trail? It's time Burbank keep its residents safe and complete the trail. The new bridle trail is 30 to 40 feet away from Riverside traffic when you add up the sidewalk, the parkway, the parking, the bike path, and then the Riverside traffic. Nick Schultz has been communicating with me and staff and is looking for funds to support this trail. If you are seeking safety in the rancho, the trail is the number one thing you can do. It takes horses off Riverside and gives them their own way of going. It also identifies the rancho as equestrian into perpetuity. It will slow down traffic on Riverside as cars see the horses. I am happy to see the trail is in the RNSP. However, I'm hoping that you do build it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in. That is our last call.
That is correct.
Okay. There being no further public comment, and now declare the public comment period closed. We will now proceed to a closed session meeting. We will reconvene the council meeting at 5 o'clock in this council chamber for a study session. The regular session of the council meeting will begin at 6. The public is invited to view the meeting online or by television and will be able to provide public comment by appearing in person or by calling in directly to the council meeting at 818-238-3335. Public comment is accepted in person and on the telephone for general public comment. The public comment period for the reports to council will be taken in person only. The televised portion of the closed session is now over.